You go by yourself. And so why are we proud? Why are we arrogant? Look at the place we come from. Go see childbirth and see what we all really are. You think you're handsome and beautiful. This is where we come from. And that's where we will return. It is the soul. It is a ruh. That is what the individual really is. What I am and you are, we are really souls. We are arwah. But we are housed in laham and shaham. We're housed in our bodies. But really, I am a soul talking to you. And my soul is not Afro-American or Caribbean or Australian, New Zealand, Arabi, Ajami. The soul is not Ajami. The soul is the soul of and that's what we really are. And that's how we need to look at each other and relate to each other instead of in nationalistic terms or racial terms. This is what the companions of the Prophet ﷺ did. We need to look back. What did they do? They did not have great armies. They did not have technology. They did not have missiles and weapons and none of this. But yet they carry the message all over the planet. Great empires and kingdoms bow down to them. What is it they had? They had this humility, number one. Arrogance taken out of their hearts. And they were able to forgive each other. They could forgive each other. Can you forgive another Muslim? In some cases, somebody argues with you, has a difference of opinion, and a Muslim says, I have nothing between me and him but janazah. Nothing is left. Some of them, they won't even go to the janazah. But look at the people of Mecca torturing the Muslims. Torturing the person. Not just saying something against you or differing opinion. Brutalizing you, slaughtering your family in front of your eyes. Can you take a person like that and embrace them as your brother? And forget everything that they did? That is where we have to go. And we don't even have to go that far. We can begin by forgiving each other. Having mercy. You see a person making salat. Ahlul Qibla. He's facing the Qibla. Have mercy on that person. See that person as your brother, your sister. If they differ with me or with you, give nasiha. Give advice, sincerity to that person. If they disagree, make dua for them. That is the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We want sunnah, it's not just 2 rakat sunnah. If we really want sunnah, do we know the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never struck his wife? He never hit any woman in his house. Never struck a woman. You want sunnah? That's sunnah, not 2 rakat sunnah. This is what we have to do. Do not be as those who forgot Allah, or He will make you literally forget yourself. Literally. Hasad. Jealousy in our hearts. We have hasad for other Muslims. He makes a little progress. Even he's got a new pair of shoes, man, a new cell phone. You start looking at him strange. If he drives up in a new car, then the hasad comes. Now, if you want a new Lamborghini like his car, that's okay. But if you want the car and you hate when you see Ali in his car, you hate to see Ali in the car. It's a negative feeling coming up inside of you. This is the hasad. This is it. And it's a dangerous thing. We need to study these things. Because as you know, the Prophet ﷺ said the time would come when our numbers would be great. But yet we would be conquered, overrun by our enemies. We would be like ghutha as-sayl. Like the scum and the foam on the water. Push to the right, push to the left. So we need to see what is it that will transform us from being a large mass of people who have no weight to people who are the leaders of society. Hasad. That itself can destroy everything that we're doing. Just that quality by itself. The Prophet ﷺ is saying, Iyakum wal hasad. Beware of hasad. فَإِنَّ الْحَسَدَ يَأْكُلْ حَسَنَاتِ. كَمَا تَأْكُلُ النَّارُ الْحَطَبِ. Beware of jealousy. It will eat up your good deeds like a fire eats up firewood. You go to Hajj, you come back Safi like a child. Then hasad on that person. All the good deeds of Hajj, gone, man. It burns it up. Look at the hadith. It burns up good deeds like a fire burns up firewood. Burns it up. Fasting in Ramadan. Giving sadaqah. Striving but jealous of another Muslim. If another person has got wealth, don't think that that person is really well off. It's actually better make dua for that person. And we can see some of our umara now, our leaders, the fitna they are under with the wealth. We need to make dua. May Allah help them, man. May Allah help them to understand what they're doing. Money is not always a blessing. Sometimes it is a curse. It's not necessarily a blessing. So whatever condition we are in, whatever daraja, whatever level we are at financially, economically, whatever, alhamdulillah. We need to be satisfied with it, struggle with it, and go on to another level through the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Envy, anger, ghadab, kathratul ghadab. Some people are not, they don't have enough anger in them. They see Islam as being attacked and they feel nothing. Well, so what? They feel nothing inside of themselves. But some of us, we have too much anger. We have too much emotion with each other. You disagree with the brother and he's shaking, turning red, like he wants to fight you because you disagree, man. I make tashahud, I move my finger. MashaAllah. I disagree on a mas'ala. Many times the ulama would disagree with each other. The imams would disagree. Make dua for each other. Love each other, even in disagreement. Look at the situation of the Prophet ﷺ with his companions. After the Khandaq is over, the trenches over, the Ahzab are going back. The Prophet ﷺ is going home and then Jibreel is coming, said the angels have not taken off their armor yet. Go to Banu Qurayza. Go to Banu Qurayza. And the Prophet ﷺ is saying to his followers that anyone who believes in Allah and the last day will not pray Asa except in Banu Qurayza. Oh, kama qala Sayyidina. So they're moving toward Banu Qurayza. Look at the situation. The Prophet ﷺ said, make Asa in Banu Qurayza. The companions are on the road and Asa is going out. Now what are you going to do? Some people said, well, the Prophet ﷺ said, make Asa in Banu Qurayza. So I will make my Asa there. This is, we have to follow the Prophet. Man yuti'u Rasul faqad ata'a Allah. Whoever obeys the Prophet ﷺ obeys Allah. So they waited. Another group said, no, Allah said, make salat on time. And the Creator overrules His messenger. So I will make my Asa on time. On the road. So they made it on the road. When they reached Banu Qurayza, they're arguing with each other. Disagreeing with each other. What might happen to us today? It might be two masjids forming after that. Or Haraka Islamiyah. The Asriya Jama'ah and Maghribiya Jama'ah. Right? Taqlidiyin and what happened? The Prophet ﷺ, when he sees the two, he said, you're both right. Both of you are correct. Both of you. You made your decision based on your best understanding. You differed, but you're both correct. So agree to disagree. Look at that decision, man. If we had that type of thinking, it would solve a lot of our problems. A lot of our problems could be solved. This is the sunnah. That's the kind of sunnah that we need to go back to really reclaim what is ours. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful to us, putting us in this condition. Having the Quran, having wealth, having health in the masjid. We have the opportunity. It is in front of us. It is in front of our community. And we are carrying gems of wisdom for the society itself. There are people in this society, and I have walked through Australian society, which is very similar to Canada. Very similar to Canada. And there are people who are lonely, man. Really lonely people. And alcoholism is a terrible thing. When a person is a binge drinker, when a person is controlled by the chemicals, controlled by alcohol, it is a terrible